please rise and remove your fans for the presentation of colors. Presented this week by University of Louisville Army ROTC Cardinal Battalion. And the performance of the national anthem of the United States of America, performed by the University of Louisville Trumpet Ensemble.
Good evening and welcome into Louisville Slugger Field right here in Louisville, Kentucky, as Louisville City FC plays host to Orlando City B. I'm Jim Womble alongside Bob Valvano and Fred Calgill. They'll have the broadcast later on. Now, Bob, what do we expect to see from Orlando City B tonight?
Well, guys, I think this Orlando City team plays very much a possession game. They're a team that prides themselves on completing a lot of passes. They don't play boom ball very much. They're not looking to play a direct style. They do play with great possession in the midfield. A couple of guys who will have to do a good job anchoring that midfield for them, Andrew Ribeiro and Louis Neal. Those are the guys that are going to have to not only defend but do a good job distributing the ball. And then in the back, Craig Nitti has been terrific. He's 6'5", strong, tough in the air. This team gives up goals very begrudgingly, so Louisville will have their hands full trying to put an attack together tonight. Of
course, Orlando City coming off that 0-0 draw when they were down a man for the entire second half. Incredible performance. Now, Fred, you were at practice earlier this week for Louisville City. What did you see? What did you hear?
Jim, I think there are two levels to this. One is obviously these teams are connected. This goes back. Obviously, Louisville was a farm team of sorts for Orlando City. And James O'Connor played with the coaching staff for Orlando City, played for the team. They won a championship together. So they understand each other really well. So that's one issue which we're going to see play out on the field. But to me, the bigger issue right now for Louisville is the lack of goals. They've scored one goal in 2 games. During practice, James O'Connor, during the last 15-20 minutes, has been extremely aggressive at game speed, even beyond pushing Aiden Quinn, pushing the guys to pull the trigger. You could hear him screaming, pull the trigger, pull it. He'd only get mad when they didn't pull the trigger, and he would stop practice and start yelling, and understandably so. There was a sense last week, brutal conditions, 50-mile-an-hour gusts, that it was tough on Louisville, didn't adjust as well as New York Red Bull 2 did, and so now the sense is, being a little bit smarter, less naive, and most importantly, when they're in a position, take the shot.
Well, it should be very interesting to see who ends up winning this one tonight. Should be a good one. Well, here are tonight's starting lineups. First starting with Orlando City B. In the goal, we've got Mark Richards, and in the back line, Tyler Turner, Zach Ellis-Hayden, Craig Nitti, Mickey Ambrose, and in the midfield, we've got Captain Louis Neal, Johnny Mendoza, Andrew Ribeiro, Keegan Smith, and up top, Michael Cox and Richie Leiria. And the coach, Andrew Polero. And for the Louisville City starters, in goal, we've got Scotty Goodwin, and in the back line, Kyle Smith, Chung Young Sun, Sean Reynolds, and Tariq Morad replacing Connor Shinowski. In the midfield, Aiden Quinn, Paulo Del Piccolo, the University of Louisville product, Kadeem Dakers back in the starting lineup for the first time this season, Niall McCabe, Andrew Luban round up the midfield, and up top, Chandler Hoffman, and the coach of Louisville City FC is James O'Connor. And now for the broadcast, I send it over to Fred Calgill and Bob Valvano. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, my friend. Bobby, a wonderful evening here at Louisville Slugger Field. A beautiful night, actually. Clear skies, that's the good news. A bit brisk, though. Game time temperature appears to be 46 degrees, and it's going to go down below freezing by the end of the night, maybe by the end of the game, which I think to some degree may affect play in some way, in a similar way last week that the wind had an impact on the game as well.
Well, certainly the cold, no players, I think, enjoy playing in the cold, but Fred, it'd be hard to imagine it'll have as much of an effect as last week. That wind was something I literally have not seen in any of the matches we've seen here in a year plus in this stadium. It wreaked havoc with any ball that was played through the air. James O'Connor expressed to you frustration. His guys were playing a little bit too much in the air with those kinds of conditions. I don't think you'll have anything like that. It is still blowing a little bit, but nothing at all like it was last week.
Louisville wearing the home purple, Orlando City B wearing white. These two teams know each other very well. They had a commonality last year. Orlando City was the parent team of Louisville FC, now independent, but still a lot of ties. I mean, obviously, James O'Connor had ties to the coaching staff, still does in terms of friendships, played with each other and had a national championship, a USL championship, but these guys go way back.
Well, and Aiden Quinn actually played for Orlando City before he came here, the Louisville City captain. So, yeah, they're very, very tightly tied in. But bigger storylines than that tonight, certainly for both teams.
I think the big issue for Louisville City FC right now is getting some honest shots on goal. Not that, I guess honest is maybe a tepid word and all that, but it seemed like they were reluctant to pull the trigger in the 2-0 loss last week to New York Red Bull 2.
Well, I think if you talk to James O'Connor, his mindset has been changing his players' mindset. You would talk about to get them to pull the trigger. I think it's largely just to get them in that attacking mindset. They got to be thinking about getting balls on goal, and they didn't do a very good job of that. Here you see Orlando City doing what they do well. A lot of short passing and possession, and this is a nicely built-up attack here for the visitors.
Orlando wearing white and going left to right on your screen. Louisville in the purple, and a catch by Scotty Goodwin. I really like Scotty a lot. I've gotten to know him fairly well over the last few weeks. And talk about a mature guy who really just seems to have a handle on being a leader on this club.
Well, he certainly communicates well in the back. The ball the player he distributed to there, though, Kadeem Dakers, is the guy that I really want to see him get back involved. I think he's a terrific player. Did not see any action in the second game after coming off the bench and playing, I thought, pretty well in game number 1. So we'll see what he can bring to the lineup tonight.
Son with the ball. He was very active last week and figures to be a big impact in this game. The big issue, and it goes back to what we talked about in the pregame, Bobby, being more aggressive when they get to the 18, looking for those shots, and when they see it, don't just hesitate, take the shot.
It's a nicely played ball there. And it's going to win a corner for Louisville, but Daker's really the one that set that up with a nice chip. Put a little pressure on the defense. We'll see if Louisville can get something done off that piece here. You see that routine catch by Scotty Goodman. But see how quickly he started the counterattack to play it out to Dakers and get going the other way.
This is another Fall City Beer corner kick brought to you by Fall City Beer. It's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Fall City Beer. Could use one of those right now, actually. You know, this week was National Beer Day on, I think, Thursday. I'm like, this is my kind of day. I had to work. It's not fair.
It's not a national holiday, Fred.
Yes, it is. It should be. The ball in front. All right.
Louisville going to play it back to Scotty Goodwin, try and change fields and come through the right side. But a good assertive start for the home team this time, I think.
To me, it already looks like they're more confident and playing with a different kind of mojo, for lack of a better expression. Watching them last week, to some degree, I thought the wind got on their heads, and it just seemed like as the game wore on, it really went backwards for Louisville City.
Putting some pressure on, and they're going to win the ball back here again rather quickly. That's really important now. Orlando, as we said, does a really nice job, short passing, possession game. You're going to have to pick when you can pick the spots to put pressure on them, but Louisville City did a nice job there to win possession back, and it looks like, nicely saved there. Kept in. I thought Louisville City was going to get it back, but now a little counter here by the visitors, so that's a hold there.
There's no question about that. He was pulled down from behind. And, I love that. The hands up in the air.
Morad says, me what I do, just because I tackled him.
Who, me? But that's half the fun to me, some of the expressions you get from the players, too. Especially when, they were the center of the crime, so to speak. Or the hands go up in the air. What are you talking about?
Orlando City is a team that likes to take quick restarts. Obviously, they can't do it here with the way the play played out. But watch for that as the game goes on. If they can, they'll put it down and go.
Trying to regroup and go the other way on the far side of the field.
Yeah, there's a giveaway there. That was an unforced error.
Kyle Smith, he had a good game last week, I thought, too. Number of changes in the lineup for Louisville, 4 different changes as O'Connor tries to get something more out of this.
Dangerous here. This is very dangerous here.
Louisville over the top.
Dodged a bullet there. That was a dangerous giveaway and nicely played by number 51, Michael Cox there. He went around the defender and made a nice little pass to get the shot that was fortunate for Louisville over the bar, but a first real chance of the match.
Son with the ball, loses it.
There's another dangerous ball here.
Hayden.
Very dangerous ball, and it's in the back. Well, you could tell that was shaping up as a that was incredible, Fred, that was right after the play on this side. Louisville gives it away and gives up another great opportunity on the opposite side, and there's that guy we talked about, Michael Cox, who set up the beautiful attack just literally 30 seconds earlier on the left side, on the right side, and this one they make no mistake, and the visitors on top 1-0. Let's take a look again at it, Fred.
The head scratcher to me is that they don't make more of an effort to clear the ball. It's almost like they were standing around waiting for something
Too much
to happen.
room. Well, they both defenders went to the initial receiver, number 6, Richie Larea, and Larea did a wonderful job with a nice touch to his teammate, and then Cox, unmarked, made no mistake with that one and put it in the back. And Louisville forced to play again at home from behind.
So we're 6 minutes in, Louisville down 1-0. This is not the way Louisville wanted to start, especially after what happened last week. And let's face it, this is now game 3 of the season. Louisville's got 1 goal going into its 3rd game.
Well, but another thing, and it's, you just said it there, a team, if you know you're not getting a lot of scoring and a lot of scoring opportunities, you just can't have defensive breakdowns. And there were back-to-back defensive breakdowns just because the first one didn't wind up in the back of the net. But they really had 2 defensive breakdowns in succession.
That was a Falls City Beer corner kick. It's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer. You ever had a Falls City Beer?
I have.
You know, they use the original recipe, goes back to like 18-something. It's excellent.
There's a nice through ball here. Can Louisville turn this into a chance?
Aiden Quinn tries, but nope, it stopped.
Well, they got it on goal, but certainly Ridgers is a guy. Mark Ridgers had a wonderful last match in that scoreless draw where they played a man down for most of the second half. He made some terrific stops in that one. That was a relatively routine play there compared to the ones he made in that last match up against Charleston. He was very, very good.
But at least Louisville's finally making more of an effort to get the ball on goal. I talked to Aiden Quinn on Wednesday after the practice was over, and he was outspoken that, we do have a style, we do have an identity. Some people will say that, we've had issues replacing certain people from last year, but the issue is just getting the guys to pull the trigger more. And here's an example where Aiden pulled the trigger. Obviously, it wasn't, not a lot of velocity on it, but a step in the right direction for Louisville, which didn't have a lot of shots on goal last week. Louisville trying to develop something here on the far side of the field.
Here's Dakers again.
Of guys in front as well. Luban was hanging around there.
Dakers, there's a little bit of what you were talking about, Fred. Why not? Throw it on goal. Dakers very aggressive, left-footed drive.
That's exactly what they were doing in practice on Wednesday, Bobby, at full speed. And right from that angle, too, they were spending a lot of time on what would be the goalie's left or on the right side as they see it when they kick.
Well, you know what? They just they clearly have got to change that mindset into a more attacking one, and I think Dakers is a guy who does that naturally, so that's a good sign. But again, now that early goal, digging a hole, you can't afford any more breakdowns in the back after a couple of opportunities, that one of which was converted for the Lions.
Hayden trying to set it up for Orlando City B. And a whistle is blown.
I think it's going to be just a free kick. I thought the way the referee was walking over there, I thought maybe he saw some reason for a card, but dangerous place right here. This is a dangerous spot for a free kick. Has to be very, very organized and in the back, make sure that nobody's left unmarked. You dig yourself a 2-goal hole in the first 10 minutes.
Mendoza will take the kick. Oh, a little fake.
Yeah. Dangerous ball, still dangerous.
Loose in front.
Well, I'll tell you, Orlando City has had some good attacks of their own early. That's their 3rd good scoring chance, one of which they've converted. That was a dangerous ball, nicely played off that free kick.
Energy level of both teams seems to have been turned up a little bit in the last couple of minutes as well.
No, a goal will do that.
Yes.
There's no question. Sean Reynolds, who's played just better and better and better and better since his debut here. Makes a nice delivery there, out wide.
Blue City on the far side of the field trying to set something up. I mean, Luban back in front again like they did last time. Trying to get some players in for just to get a shot at getting the ball.
It's a nice job changing fields. This is a well-built up attack.
More of a sense.
Yeah, this. I mean, this is no question. They're doing a better job creating some attacking from different spots on the field.
Quinn trying to get the ball back, and he does. There's just more of a sense of urgency. I can see it even from the way they played last week.
Ooh, boy, the Orlando bench irate, but the foul's going to go against them, and Louisville City takes the quick restart. They'll try and change fields here. Boy, nice. There's a little chemistry developing. Nice to see between Dakers and Smith. Dakers had that wonderful chemistry last year with Brian Burke. Maybe he's going to start building that same thing with Smith here. They seem to get some nice back and forths on the right side here.
Sun with the kick. And it goes out.
Louisville going to get a corner kick out of it, though. So again, another Falls City corner kick. This is the play on replay earlier. That was a dangerous ball right in front. And that was really close to another bad play for Louisville. Oh, that was Neal on that who put the ball in. And we talked about Neal and Ribeiro, two guys that can defend and distribute very nicely. And you saw that ball was well placed. Here's Louisville on a corner. Can they create something?
The header. Can't get possession of it.
Yeah, but again, keeping the pressure on, forcing them to just play it out of danger over the side. James O'Connor's got to like a much, much different sense of how his team is playing. They're not wasting possessions. There were so many balls that were played in the air last week that resulted in nothing. They're keeping possession here, changing fields. Got this now. Of course, this team's protecting a lead rather than an even game, but still, Louisville doing much better building in some attacks here.
There just seems to be more of a rhythm to what they're doing, don't you think?
Oh, no question. Some of it is personnel changes. I mean, listen, I'm not going to hide my bias. I love Kadeem Dakers, and I think he adds a lot to the lineup. Some is the amount of work they did on the practice field this past week. Some of it is simply chemistry, getting to know each other. Here's another turnover, and Louisville's going to get it back.
Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams.
The pressure. Louisville doing a nice job pressuring there. Not making it easy for them to get out of the back.
Here's one thing I noticed right away. Louisville City has spent more time in the opposition's end so far in this game than it did almost the entire game, seemingly. Maybe, if the numbers don't back me up, but the sense is they're spending a lot more time on the aggressive end versus trying to get on their heels, for lack of a better expression. Sun with the ball. They keep trying to redirect. Quinn. I like him. Just doesn't quite develop into something that they can make something out of.
They quickly turned around, though, and they start a counter. Nice ball out wide. That's well played. That was dangerous. Still not out of trouble.
Loose ball.
Oh, a deflection. Louisville again. You could sense there was some danger there. That was a nice attack for the home team.
Ridgers gets the ball. Ends the danger.
But only in the 14th minute, and as you get a look again, there's that well-played cross, not out of trouble. Nice touch there. A good drive, and it's deflected twice, actually. And Ridgers stays with it and able to secure it.
It looked like Lubin had a crack at it, but just couldn't really fire on it. Lost balance or just didn't quite get his full foot on it.
That's a dangerous ball there. That's going right out of bounds. So Louisville, again, forcing some turnovers. This a lot of time. It's different when you're protecting a one-goal lead in the 75th minute from the 15th minute. So this is right now bodes well for Louisville to try and get that equalizer. They've got this team, a little bit of a push here by the home team.
There's no question Louisville's been the aggressor in this so far. And as you touched on back in the pregame, Orlando City B was going to be more of a tight passing, unit, especially if they got the lead. And you mentioned it, that was one of the dangers for Louisville to fall behind early. But the good news for Louisville, if anything, it's really created a sense of urgency, which is, a mistake.
Just a silly turnover. They're not even pressuring. They're giving so much room in the midfield. You just can't afford a turnover like that, because this is when they've been dangerous. When they have been able to organize the attack, we've seen them have a couple of good opportunities, the Lions, especially when they've gone through Michael Cox. He's been really effective so far in these first 15 minutes.
Hayden throws it in, and it sort of backfires on them, and Lou City gets the ball. Quinn redirects. Trying to come up with something here.
See, they're really giving Louisville a lot of room in the midfield. They don't pressure Reynolds with a little bit of a careless touch there, and it's a turnover. But they're giving a lot of room in the midfield, and so Louisville's been forced to change fields a lot, which is fine. Good patience. Got to show the patience. Keep possession.
Now they swing it the other way. You can see Lou City looking for a chink in the armor, so to speak, just shopping around, looking for something to turn into something more. Ball goes by Sun.
Well, one thing, I mean, last week, you got to give the Red Bulls credit. There were no holes. That back four was rock solid. Louisville's had some openings here, put a couple of attacks together.
They look better. I mean, compared to last week, they just look like they're a more confident team, even though they are behind. I wonder how much the familiarity of the two clubs blends into this, too. They kind of, you know, the organizations know each other so well, the coaching, the style is so similar, how much that benefits one or not.
It's such a turnover in personnel, though, at this level. I'm not quite sure it's that big a deal.
Orlando City still looking for its first win of the year. Record of 0-1-1. Louisville at 1-1.
They really need a result today. I mean, to get that win on the road and get those 3 points in a road match, boy, that gets your season off to a big springboard. To then follow it up with 2 games at home and get a result, neither one of them would be really. This is a big match, even though it's so early in the year.
Sun with a shot, well, a crossing pass it might have been, and the goalie Ridgers grabs it, and we start over. Louisville opened the season with a 1-0 win in Charlotte, but of some concerns, the fact that Louisville scored just 1 goal in its first 2 games.
That was at the death in that match.
Right,
and, last week really didn't get much of an offensive push at all for the whole 90 minutes in a 2-0 loss to the Red Bulls, too. And again, on the right side, there's Dakers, although it's going to be pushed ahead. Keeping the pressure on. Can they win it back for a throw or a corner? They'll get themselves a throw-in, I believe. It's in a dead corner. I can barely see back in there, but that's actually going to be a throw-in for OCB.
It's tough from our vantage point. We're actually in the baseball press box, and so the way the field is configured, we're actually in a spot where it's tough to see that corner of the field.
Nice little touch there. Change fields.
This could turn into something here. Sun looking to set it up. Goes back the other way. Centers it.
Out of danger. Reynolds heads it back forward. Louisville try and win it back here with a little pressure. Reynolds gets it back. They're definitely having the better of the possession for the last 7 or 8 minutes. Can they turn it into something is the question.
Quinn gets it up to Luban. I'd like to see Luban do something. You just tell he's itching near the goal when he's been there, but just hasn't been able to put it together. And for that matter, Hoffman too. I mean, as the striker, just has had very few legitimate chances to score.
I know they got a little bit agitated when you asked that question. Are you looking for an identity? Because they lost, obviously, so many goals last year from Matt Fondy's departure. But I think it's safe to say, and I don't think that's any kind of a criticism. It's just an observation. Every team develops its own chemistry. It takes a while. It doesn't happen overnight. And this team is like the term I like to use on my radio show. You got to let the cake bake. You have to let things simmer here for a little bit, and that's what this team's doing right now. Dakers, dangerous ball. That young man is in the middle of a lot of attacks when he's out there. Here's a chance. Ooh, that was dangerous as well.
Yeah, after the game on last Saturday, as well as they get it back.
Yeah, nice job again. Reynolds coming back, because that could have been a dangerous play as well for Louisville with Cox right there again. Fred, they were looking for him on the through pass, but Reynolds just beat him to the ball.
Morad up to Sun, tries to get it forward, but it goes out. Their sensitivity about the identity, there's no question. We talked about it after the game last Saturday on their postgame news conference, which eventually we did on WLKY TV, and then again on Wednesday at practice. And you could tell, I mean, I couldn't even get a sentence out without their physical body language just getting a little bit tighter. So they get it. I mean,
Nice. Oh, that was a nice. Louisville strung 3 passes together, put it in a dangerous spot, and OCB still not completely out of danger here. Smith has it.
Hoffman with a header. Nope.
Going to stay in, though. Louisville going to stay on the attack.
Son to the corner. Duban. Son again. Shopping around. And they regroup. Aiden Quinn directing traffic. Ball on the far side of the field and out.
Louisville going to win a throw-in.
And they're quick about it.
And they're going to keep possession.
21st minute. Louisville's had a number of, kind of opportunities.
Oh, nice turn there.
Centering kick and stopped
Not
by
quite.
the goalie Ridgers.
Not quite enough on it, but a nice quick turn. Definitely a little bit of a push here by Louisville City FC, but this is a stout defense, this OCB defense. We talked about that, a scoreless draw last time out. They have been pretty sound defensively.
And the majority of the game has been played in their end of the field as well. So there's Scott a good one now, trying to direct his troops, so to speak. But the vast majority of the game so far has been on what, as we see, is the far end of the field.
But when they've had their chances, they've turned them into a couple of good scoring opportunities, and they're going to get a chance here. Mistake there, and Louisville turns it over and then commits a foul.
Hayden with the ball and goes back to Neal.
That could be an interception there. Look at Dakers almost able to take that away, and that might have turned into a real chance for the home team. Nice ball there.
Smith, and he goes back. Now they redirect. Looking for an opening.
Dangerous, and they're going to win a corner. It's a nice attack. When they have had, you were right, absolutely right, Fred. Louisville has, and if this were in terms of sheer volume, Louisville's had the ball and they're attacking and much more. But when Orlando City's been down here, they have had the opportunities. They have not wasted them. They've, as we said, had probably 3 good opportunities. This is in a dangerous spot.
Very
here.
dangerous. The ball high up in the air and out.
Deflected. Scotty is a little angry at the linesman who said, I don't think that last corner was a bit confusing.
It was to me too. I mean, Larea obviously had the ball and sort of drifted in and tried.
Did somebody touch it and there was a little bit of a, it looked like the guy who was there originally was conceding the corner to his teammate, but in fact he put it back in play, didn't he? That's what it was.
Jim, what do you think?
It was the old trick play. I did that in grade school growing up all the time. The bet trap, it faked out every single team we ever played.
Right, well, and they did them as
You
well.
weren't playing professionally.
Right.
Nicely defended there by Louisville.
And
no holes
they
that
clear.
time. Yeah, that was well played.
Luban gets loose on the left side.
Good quick counter. That's going to be a
And-
foul. Yep. And
Right.
it's going to be might be a card here. It is. It's our first booking of the match.
McCabe was
Gonna
brought
be
down.
Number 40, Johnny Mendoza, going to be called for the Chevy yellow card.
Yes, the Chevy yellow card. Mendoza.
Take a look at it again. You see from the back, just grabs it, but that would be a horse collar in football, I think. So it's not even legal in that game.
Please tag Chevrolet in a social media post that mention an opponent's yellow or red card during the game. The Mendoza line. I couldn't. I'm sorry. Could resist.
Make sure to pick up your Kentuckiana Chevy dealer's yellow cards at the Lou City 10 East Concourse.
All right.
Wow, that was.
Ridgers got it away in a hurry.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't try and catch that one. That, from our angle, didn't look like it was as dangerous a ball as obviously he perceived it. When you see a keeper come out and punch it, it means he obviously doesn't feel he'd catch it cleanly. Just punched it out of danger there.
Murad. Down in the left corner.
Nice quick burst of speed.
Dakers.
Dakers.
He was thinking about it, wasn't he?
Look at Dakers, though. I mean, how many times have we called his name in some sort of an attacking play? He just instinctively has that assertive mindset. I love that about his game.
Sun gets it in. Look like Quinn sending it back to redirect. Quinn. Sun.
Through nice run.
Oh,
and it's in the back
goal! Goal! Lou City with just its second goal of 2016. Finally.
What looked like an innocent through ball played, I think to a degree, surprising Orlando City to the near post. You might have expected that to have been taken to the far side. Instead, played to the near post. Take a look again. Here's the through ball. You'll see it here. Right there's the through ball. Then watch, instead of going to the far post, he plays it to the short side. And a beautiful job of finishing it. And Louisville is on the board. Chandler Hoffman, there you go. You wanted something out of him, and you got it right there with a short side finish, and he gets Louisville on the board.
Now McCabe set him up, and Hoffman puts it in. The striker hits the board for Louisville, and we are tied at 1 in the 27th minute.
You just had a sense, Fred, there was just a push there by Louisville, although look how quickly Orlando City's going to regroup here.
That was nice to see, a confidence builder. I really believe this team needed that.
Well, that was a nicely built attack there, a good through ball, and then a nice play to the near post. Didn't see that one coming. Thought they would maybe take it to the far post, but they put it to Hoffman, and he made no mistake with it.
Just Louisville's second goal of 2016.
That was off actually some play. The first goal was off a set piece. This was the first goal we've seen just during the course of play. And here's another chance for the home team, putting some pressure on.
Luban was making every effort, but eventually he's overtaken.
There's going to be a foul. Take another look at the goal here, Fred. Again, watch the nice little touch on the through pass. You'll see right here.
Right, there's Sun.
Nicely played. Sun plays it, and then as you mentioned, really did a good job of recognizing what was there, and the beautiful play by McCabe to the short side, and Hoffman tucked it in.
Hoffman almost at point-blank range, too.
You know what I loved about McCabe? Had the presence of mind. If you saw, maybe we'll see it again in a bit. He actually glances over his shoulder, takes a quick look to see where his teammates are, realizes he has the time, and then plays the little soft touch to the near post, and that's really what set it up for the home team.
That's definitely energized the crowd, which, given the conditions in terms of a chill in the air, definitely helped. We started at 46 degrees. We're down to 45, and more importantly, the sun is setting now, so it's going to get pretty darn chilly in a hurry.
I have a friend I do basketball with named Kevin Calabro, who's one of the great play-by-play guys. And whenever he sees a guy get hurt, and then as soon as he has the opportunity from the injury to go to the free throw line, he says the incredible healing power of the leather. So that's what it is here.
Yes,
you know what?
yes,
The incredible.
indeed.
You score a goal, suddenly it feels 20 degrees warmer.
Ain't that the truth? I mean, I think there is truth to that.
All right, here, watch again. Now watch McCabe on the through pass here. Now watch him take a quick glance. See right there, a little glance, and he sees where his teammates are, and that lets him know he can make the short play to the near post, and he's got Hoffman there. That's a great presence of mind there to realize he had enough time to make that pass that led to the goal.
Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive news and interactive content.
Louisville's not happy about this. A ball, kind of a wrestling match, trying to get in position. It's going to be called against Louisville, and it's going to give OCB a free kick from a dangerous position right in the middle of the field, about 30 yards out, or at second base, depending on how you want to look at it.
Well, and as we talked about last week in the opener, that is a slippery part of the field because of the temporary grass that is put in because this is a baseball field. In fact, the home opener is this coming Thursday.
AAA affiliate of the Reds uses this as their home field. See what they do here.
Looked like Mickey Ambrose was going to take it, but.
Oh, that's a nice ball. Oh, well broken up defensively. That was very dangerous. What a play by McCabe. Wow, helping them at the offensive end just minutes ago, and then that was a beautiful set piece. Watch this again. A quick touch to the man running around the wall, nice. And if he doesn't get there, McCabe, that is going to be a very difficult stop for Scotty Goodwin from point-blank range.
I love their strategy of deking you on who's going to actually make the kick and in what way.
They're very good. Well, you know what? We talk about some things these teams share, the coaching staffs. They both do a really good job in set pieces. There's a lot of creativity there.
That's the word, creativity. The corner kick.
Dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be another corner.
The kick by Mendoza. Definitely made Scotty Goodwin think for a second.
We've seen them to have a little bit of a gadget play earlier on the corner where the player touched it in play and then looked like he was just running away to allow somebody else to come and take the corner. And, of course, that's a live ball. His teammate dribbled it in on Scotty Goodwin, and they're not going to fall for that again. But you see a lot of creativity. Two guys going to the corner. They're not just running one guy to the corner and blasting it in the middle and hoping. They've got a lot of creativity in these set pieces.
There's Mendoza again. Will it be him or will it be Neal? It's going to be Neal.
Ooh, over Scotty Goodwin. I don't think anybody touched it, so it'll be a goal kick. Boy, that's I'll tell you what, Fred, having been in that situation, when you come out and commit to the ball and just try and get something on a fist, a hand, and miss it completely, there's a split second in the back of your mind. Oh, here's a giveaway. Dangerous, but I think he's going to get there for Louisville. Yes. He does a nice bit of coming back. But, boy, that was a terrible mistake in the back. Richie Larea almost made Louisville pay for that.
Sean Reynolds was the one that saved it for Louisville, knocked it out to let them regroup.
Dangerous, and again, Scotty's off his line.
Wow. Nice play by Son.
Out of trouble by Son to help
Very
him.
nice with the header.
That's twice, though. Scotty's come out and hasn't been able to get a hand on it.
Yes.
That's a dangerous way to make a living if you're a goalkeeper.
It's a little unnerving when you look at the goal and you don't see your goalie there.
Nice give and go here. Wall pass taken back by Smith, and is it going to go over the line? It will. Louisville's going to wind up with a corner out of it.
All right, it's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer.
Here's the ball you see. Scotty comes out, can't get to it, and then Son, just calm as can be, heads it out of harm's way.
And Quinn runs out. All right, here we go. Corner kick. Can't see who it is. Bobby, can you see it?
I'm trying to look through Miss Kentucky here. I can't see.
Yes, we are in an unusual part of the ballpark where the sightlines are somewhat challenged at times.
People think I'm
Paulo DiPicchio,
a wise guy.
Former U of L player.
Quite literally, Katie George is here. It's right in front of me.
Former Miss Kentucky, yes. Now shooting the game for one of the local television stations. All right, minute 33, tied at 1. Been a good game so far. Been fun. Lots of energy, lots of chances.
Yeah, it's both teams have had opportunities. Louisville, as we said, a little bit of a push, and they're going to force another turnover here. And who's in the middle of it again? Kadeem Dakers.
Your guy.
I'm a bottom line guy, Fred. I go by what I see. When he's out there, good things happen.
I understand. Quinn is trying to direct traffic. Going down deep.
And they're going to win another corner.
Yep. That's another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer. DiPicchio will make the corner kick. Former Louisville star. Nice to have the local guys flavor the team. GD4 also from
Swings
UK.
it in. And here's Dakers trying to turn it back around. Nice move. He's going to put one on goal.
Wow.
You know what, Fred? That's a low percentage shot, but it's just what you talked about. It's exactly what James O'Connor was trying to get across to them in practice this week. Pull the trigger. And nobody's ever scored without throwing it on goal. Good things happen if you throw it on goal.
It's interesting. I mean, that's exactly a part of the field that they specialized in during the practice and forced the guys to fire from there. Not to pass the ball, but to take the shot.
You know the danger is, and you see this sometimes from teams, they're trying to find the perfect shot. And in doing that, you get no shot at all. And his mindset to them was, we don't want to just be wasting possessions, but, hey, you get an opportunity, throw it on goal, something good might happen. And Dakers following instructions there. And you know what? It's more dangerous sometimes than you realize. I think Louisville's going to get a throw in here again. They're definitely it's translated into a much more attacking mindset.
Son throwing it back in. Try to redirect to the other side.
Nice job of saving it. Almost went out, and then they saved it.
Quinn's looking for the ball on the near side here. And instead it goes more towards the center. And the whistle's blown.
Yeah, it's going to be a free kick for Orlando City. But still, a nice little push here in the last 20-some-odd minutes for Louisville City. Who've definitely had the better of the play after a little bit of a shaky first 10 minutes or so.
Follow at USL on Twitter to keep up with all the live action during the 2016 USL season.
Great franchises in this league. Orlando City, in their first 100 matches, won 66 matches. They were 66, 12, and 22, the best record in first 100 matches. And of course, they wound up getting a MLS team, and now they're back here in the USL and looking for a road win in their first road game here.
A great legacy.
That's going to be a handball. Yep, that's a dangerous spot. Sean Reynolds is not at all happy about that. He's going to get booked, I think, for his reaction. He is.
Oh!
Sean Reynolds not happy. Thought he caught that on his shoulder, which is not illegal, but the referee called it a handball, and his reaction got a little insult to injury.
You were touching on Orlando City. 3 regular season titles, 2 postseason championships. They set the bar high and early.
Take a look at this again. See the ball?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, he may have
I think he has a case.
Gripe.
Based on that angle, it would appear.
And then he got a card for that little kick away there, which the referee did not appreciate. This is a very, very dangerous spot here.
Mendoza. And Scotty Goodwin gets it.
Off his own teammate's head, a deflection, and that's an awkward spot. It's just under the bar and very close to the goal line. Scotty plays a long ball off the counter. He doesn't do that much, but thought he might be able to catch something here in a counterattack. But OCB does a good job getting back and winning possession. You were a former goalie, or are a former goalie. I mean, how much of that is instinct, that you just feel like I'm going to knock it all the way down there? How much of it is it thought? I think that a lot of it is just what you. I don't know if it's instinct, but it's in the ability in the quick second to take a look and get a lay of the land and say, hey, you know what? Everybody's pushed up for them. We got a chance here. Why not take a chance at it? He doesn't do that very cavalierly. I mean, he'll go whole games without playing a long ball at all. He likes to play possession and through his backs, but that was a good opportunity. Actually, it wasn't a bad decision. Here's a dangerous through ball to Dakers.
There's your guy. And
he quickly plays it. That's going to be close.
Oh!
Just goes out.
It barely went out of bounds.
Taking a look at Reynolds there, who got the yellow card just a few moments ago. But that's, again, you're starting to see a chemistry develop on that right side between Smith and Dakers. Smith with a nice through ball to Dakers, and he on his first touch played it into a dangerous spot on the cross. And Louisville getting a much more aggressive attacking mindset.
Yeah, there's no question in my mind just watching them. I always talk about passing the eye test. I love what I see compared to a week ago. They look, I don't want to say full of themselves, much more confident team that what they're doing is working.
Well,
and there's a means to an end, so to speak.
That's what coaching is, though. James O'Connor telling these guys. I mean, he was obviously, openly dejected with or angry. I won't say dejected, but very angry about his team's performance. But the mindset there was, let's get aggressive, let's go attack. And they've tried to do a much better job of that here tonight.
McCabe, Luban down low, looking for the opportunity if the ball can get into them. And the throw in.
Nice.
McCabe. Luban down low.
Dakers looking on the cross, and a dangerous ball there. Again, Louisville, very, very cohesive attack from that right side.
Luban was sniffing it too. He had a chance at it, but couldn't quite get there. Kyle Smith with it.
It's going to be a free kick. We got an injured player.
Number 42 for Orlando B. That is Hayden.
This is a team that in their starting lineup tonight has, of their starting 11, 3 Canadians. I'm not sure what the lure is for the Canadians into Orlando, but they've got Richie Larea and Zach Hayden, who you just mentioned, and Michael Cox. And Cox had a very impressive start to this game, putting a lot of pressure on Louisville defensively.
They should be right at home in these conditions in terms of temperature and all that, right?
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I mean, Orlando's got to be like 80 degrees down there, and it's 44, 43 now here.
And going down.
And, yeah, it's going to go below freezing. We had a frost last night. It was a jaw dropper to me. I mean, Louisville in roughly April 8th, 9th, I mean, that's pretty strong.
Take a look here again at how he got hurt. Just got stepped on there by
exactly
Del Piccolo, I think.
Trying to shake it off. Sun down the left side.
Nice touch there.
And a push on Luban, but stays up. Centers.
This is dangerous here. There's some room on that right side. Nice move, but well defended there. Reynolds really has, as we've said, just come on as a defender. Gave no ground there at all. Didn't concede a corner, but still was defended pretty well with a lot of room to work on that right side.
Richie Larea looked awfully dangerous, number 6 in white. Looked like he might have had a chance at it, but the Louisville defense was able to stop it. Mendoza getting ready for a corner kick, or will it be Neal? I love the games playing.
Obviously, Fred, when you put two players on either side of the ball, the defense doesn't know if you're going to in-swing it or swing it away from the goal. Not sure where to look. Last time they had an in-swinger, and they're going to do it again. Here it comes. Dangerous.
Loose ball. And Lou City gets it back.
Well, they got the jailbreak counter here. Look at all the room. That's a nice long cross. Dakers chance. Oh, well defended. Another chance. Boy, they have taken the pull the trigger mindset to heart here.
Dakers complains to the referee. Aiden Quinn there as well, having a conversation like, what's going on?
I'm not sure what about, but the Louisville had two good shots, and they'll win a corner. Let's take a look again. There's the long cross off the counter. A lot of room to work. Watch Dakers. He's making the through run there. Going to get a nice touch right there.
Point.
Second touch, he drives it on goal. It's blocked. That's the one he's yelling about. I'm not sure what he was yelling about. He's irate. I didn't see it on that replay.
The corner kick in front.
Somebody's got to pull the trigger here, and they do on another good block.
And a whistle.
Pushing the back. See, there's the quick restart we talked about that they do try and look for.
It's actually, I think, really smart. Almost like a no-huddle offense in football where you're just trying to get the advantage as quickly as you can. Larea. And Orlando B tries to reset. Goes all the way back to Ridgers. Down the far side of the field.
Nicely defended there.
Yes.
Reynolds again, he has been in the right place at the right time quite often for this Louisville back four here in the first half.
Lou City clears. Sun winging down on the near side. There's Luban in front.
They're going to win a throw. That's what you look for. What kind of pressure are they putting on? And they've won a lot of deep throw-ins and a lot of corners.
Sun very quick to Quinn. Lou City tries to redirect, but Orlando B gets it.
Wanted a foul. Scotty Goodwin had both hands up looking where was the foul. Didn't get a whistle.
Quinn, Sun looking on his left, but Quinn decides with a big kick. Down in front.
Nice
Hoffman trying. Can't fire. Sun again. Quinn. And a redirect the other way. Dakers has got to be lurking over there on that other side. Tarek Murad off of Dakers. Looking.
And again, there's just outside the 18, trying to throw it on goal, but with the good block, Orlando City starts a counter. Nothing there though, so they'll slow it down and set up and look for that possession game we talked about. But Louisville's really been pressuring them, not letting them get into that. And you see the nice takeaway by Reynolds there.
There's Quinn now looking to set up Lou City. Chooses the far side of the field.
Dakers and Smith again putting a lot of pressure on, and they're going to win a deep throw-in. They have been really good on that right side.
I was just thinking the same thing. They seem to have had a little more luck over there, and Dakers has been so active over there and successful. Although, interestingly, the one goal they got was on the left side.
Well, they made a nice job there. McCabe on the other side, and Sun has had a good, solid game as well.
Tarek Murad, and they go down the left side to Sun.
They have 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half.
It's been a pretty clean half, really. Think about it.
2 minutes of extra time in the first half.
Down the right side this time.
Well, you can see that certainly you look for a timely long ball, but Louisville's done a much better job of playing a short passing game.
Dakers.
Not nearly as many long balls as last week.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Oh, Quinn, almost.
But they've done a really good job of putting pressure on, though, and not letting them set the offense. And here's going to be another turnover. Nicely won back there, though, by OCB.
I think Orlando B would just like to get out of here with a 1-1 tie for now and then regroup at halftime.
It's been a good possession for them, though. The first time in a while, but then they give it away looking for the through pass. Ellis Hayden.
Sun directing traffic, gets it in. Del Piccolo, and they'll go up the right side.
A lot of room. They're giving Smith an awful lot of room.
Dakers in front of him.
He's going to be able to turn that into
Big
a
kick.
cross. Too deep.
And Ridgers booms it out.
Referee's got to be thinking about sounding that whistle and ending this first half.
Quinn looking around, knows he has very little time left here.
And there
that's
it is. So a 1-1 tie. Louisville, Fred, got to be pleased to get back to that after conceding that early score and pretty much having the better of the play for the last 35 minutes or so of that first half.
That was a feel-good half as far as I'm concerned in terms of what you're looking for from this team after where it was at the end of last Saturday when it loses 2-0 and really to a large degree outplayed, especially offensively. To see this team have more rhythm, more mojo, for lack of a better expression, they looked really good out there. So we're tied at 1. Louisville City FC and Orlando City. We'll be back on YouTube. Stay with us.
Fans, be sure to visit the Louisville City merchandise tent located next to the East Gate to get your all-new 2016 Blue City gear.
Are you the camera girl? I am. You are too pretty for that job. Oh, well, there you go.
corporate partners including Baptist Health, Humana, WLKY, ISCO Industries, and your community bank. We'd also like to say a special thank you to our corporate partners, El Jimador, Papa John's, Select Kentuckiana Chevy Dealers, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Modelo Especial. Louisville City FC would like to say a special thank you to Falls City Beer, Bear Nose, Schuler Bauer, Louisville International Airport, and Blairwood Tennis Swim and Fitness. Also like to say a special thank you to our corporate partners, Louisville Geek, Hometown Pizza, Window World, Great Clips, and Caldwell Baker McMahon and the V Foundation. Fans, if you haven't gotten a copy of tonight's game program or your Chevy yellow rim car, visit the Lou City merchandise booth on the concourse for a copy of each. Hey fans, let's take a minute to get to know Lou City Central Defender, Tarek Moran.
WLKY presents a Louisville City player profile.
I'm Fred Gallagher with WLKY. He's Tarek Moran, defender for Louisville City FC. What last year on?
Pretty successful, I'd have to say. This season, we're looking forward to exceeding that.
Where are you from?
From California, Southern California, born and raised.
Favorite food?
Middle Eastern food since I'm Egyptian.
Favorite restaurant?
Havana, Cuban, nice Cuban restaurant.
Favorite team?
Besides
Welcome back to Louisville Slugger Field right here in Louisville, Kentucky. as Louisville City FC playing host to Orlando City B. It was a 1-1 tie at halftime, with Louisville City registering just their second goal of the season. Overall fluid play as we're a couple minutes here from the kickoff here in the second half, and we'll get a look at some of the stats and some highlights of the first half. Again, here's a look at Orlando City B. Ellis Hayden with a beautiful ball in, and that's the first goal of the game to Michael Cox, who beat Scotty Goodwin far side. And there's another look here. A beautiful goal once again. Nothing Scotty Goodwin can do. A free kick here by Orlando City B gave Louisville City some troubles, but they cleared it nicely. And then a corner kick here by Louisville City. Again, a much more attack-oriented style for Louisville City this game. And here's another chance for Louisville City as Aiden Quinn gets it to Hoffman. And a couple deflections, but a nice save by OCB. And here's Quinn and Son working on the sideline. They get it to McCabe, who sends it in the middle, and then Hoffman getting his first goal and first shot on goal this season for Louisville City. Now here's OCB, a beautiful play here, and a nice save by Son to head it out of danger for Louisville City. And here's a chance for Louisville City, a nice, beautiful switching fields, as this is McCabe working with Dakers. Dakers, a shot, a deflection, and then again, Hoffman coming back, takes a deflection, and ends up being a corner kick for Louisville City. And here's a rundown of the stats for Louisville City FC. 1 goal, 9 shots, 5 shots on goal, and in the pregame, Bob and Fred both touched on this, a emphasis for Louisville City. 6 corner kicks, 8 fouls committed, and then a yellow card for Sean Reynolds. Maybe a questionable call. We talked about that, and I'll get Fred and Bob's opinion here in just a moment. And then for Orlando City, 1 goal, 4 shots, 2 shots on goal, 5 corner kicks, 4 fouls committed, and then, of course, that yellow card on Johnny Mendoza. Once again, my name's Jim Womble, and I'm going to go ahead and send it out here to Fred Calgill and Bob Valvano for the call of the second half.
Thank you, Jim. Just some general impressions, Bob. I mean, I thought this team just looked like a different team than the one we saw last Saturday, especially in the second half. It was more energized. It seemed to have more purpose. It seemed to have more of a calculated effort in terms of a bigger picture of what it was trying to accomplish. Most importantly, some of the stuff that head coach James O'Connor was trying to get through to his team seemed like they really pulled the trigger.
Well, I mean, the numbers tell the story. Kadeem Dakers, 3 shots. Chandler Hoffman, 3 shots. You know, and not only shots, but shots on goal. I mean, you look at the numbers. Scotty Goodwin only was forced to make 1 save. They had 2 shots on goal, the visitors. Obviously, 1 found the back of the net. Louisville put 5 shots on goal and took 9 shots overall, so there's no question they were playing a much more attacking style. And I think they had the better of the play probably for the last 25 to 30 minutes. A couple things that come to mind, Fred, is just, again, on that right side, you're looking for a chemistry to develop between players. And I thought Kyle Smith, number 24, and Kadeem Dakers did a terrific job there. Smith playing a very much attacking from his defensive position, a lot of overlapping runs, and Dakers playing to the inside there, doing a nice job of getting balls on goal and just putting pressure on the defense. So I thought those guys were really good on the right side, and that's a good sign as this team tries to forge a new chemistry this year.
And for Orlando City B, I mean, much of the half was spent in their half of the field, but I thought considering that its defense held up exceptionally well, and it took advantage of the few times that it was deep in Louisville end and got the goal against Scotty Goodwin early in the game to make it 1-0. So thoughts about Orlando City B and what we'll try to accomplish in the second half?
Well, I think you see how they play. They're a very sound team defensively. They're not going to take a lot of chances. They're not going to play a lot of long balls. If they have an opportunity to build the attack, when they had that chance, they made Louisville pay. They had a good opportunity from the left side. Cox was involved in both of them. They had that great opportunity on the right side that led to a goal. And frankly, Fred, they've done a nice job with their set pieces. So, you know, they're going to be a team that's going to try and play just very smart, possession-oriented soccer. And then when the opportunity presents itself to push forward, they'll do that either in a set piece or as we saw, especially with some of the through balls off counters, that's where they're going to look to get their offense. So Louisville's got to keep them back on their heels and keep the pressure on. You can't allow them to just methodically build their attack through the short passes. They're too good when they do it that way, and Louisville's got to keep the heat on this team, especially in that midfield pressure.
One substitution for Louisville starting the second half. Chung Young Sung is out, number 19, replaced by Ben Newman, number 2. Sun was very active in the first half as well, so we don't have a total answer as to why that has occurred. Sun was exceptional in the opener in the 2-0 loss, played very well and was very active in that game as well, but Ben Newman comes in, Sun is out.
Ben Noonan is going to be coming in, and we haven't seen a lot of him so far this year, but he's a 5'9" from Kernersville, North Carolina, played in this league with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
There you are. There's your buddy Dakers as Louisville begins to set up what appears to be, yes, now McCabe.
Right away, putting some pressure on. They win the free kick here, and
Del Piccolo and McCabe both hanging out. Let's see who actually takes it.
Well, this would be big if they could find the back of the net early here in the second half. Be huge. They haven't had a chance to play from the lead at home all year long so far in these 2 matches.
Looks like McCabe's going to take it, but we've seen us get deked out before here. Here we go. Whistle's blown. And, okay. I love the gamesmanship and the kick. And oh! It worked!
It's actually going to be, I don't believe Louisville got a head on that. I think that was off the head of the defender. Was it off of number 77, Luban?
Let's watch the replay and tell for sure.
Well, they're all congratulating him, so let's see. It was hard to tell. A beautifully played ball here by Del Piccolo. See the first player run over it, and then Del Piccolo with the left foot.
McCabe faked it as well, and then Del Piccolo. That was really hard to tell. Hopefully we'll have another replay from a different angle.
That's what we talked about. Put one in the back of the net early to start the second half, and boy, this team really showing some signs of life after a very lethargic first home match last week.
That was exceptional, and you could just see the confidence level of them going in. I mean, it was just palpable.
For the last 30 minutes, or maybe even more of that first half, they had the better of the play, and they knew it. They're keeping the pressure on to start the second half here.
Louisville spent the majority of the first half in the Orlando City B end, and here we go again. I mean, this is a different team than the one we saw last week. Literally almost day and night. And taking nothing away from Orlando City, this has been something of a game-changing moment for Louisville FC. It's been about them and what they decided to do to take more ownership of what they were doing. Those Dakers.
Oh! Wow, a violent collision there. Take a look and see who's that down on the field. Is that Del Piccolo?
Del Piccolo, yes.
He got clobbered.
Good news, looks like he's good.
Take a look again here. Watch right there. Boom! There he goes. They're going to give a yellow card. Chevy yellow card to number 51, Michael Cox, who's actually had a pretty good match, but I think that was a frustration message-sending collision there. That was more than just inadvertent.
Please tag Chevrolet. It's a hashtag Chevrolet yellow card and a social media post that mentioned it's yellow red card during the game.
Use the promo code LCFC15.
If they can make magic again off this set piece, this is a little bit further out.
Del Piccolo again with a fake. And it's McCabe. No, it's Del Piccolo. They worked once. Will it work again? No.
They do get a deep throw in, though, and they quickly get it back and forth. And going to be a cross here. Well, definitely putting the heat on, and there's Dakers again right in the middle of things.
Del Piccolo.
It's going to be a foul, free kick for the visitors. Nice ball played across by Quinn on that off of the throw in, put it in a dangerous spot, but Orlando City will try and get something going on their attack, and they're going to turn it over again. They really have had a hard time getting anything going here. Turnover there.
don't forget to vote for tonight's Modelo Man of the Match. It's hashtag Modelo MOTM. Vote on Twitter or through the new Lou City customized phone app. That is the Modelo Man of the Match. Any idea who you might pick so far?
Boy, that's a number of guys who come to mind. Certainly, Kadeem Dakers has been in the middle of things. The goal scorers certainly have to get some consideration. I think Sean Reynolds has had a really solid match. I think Smith has had a great match, 24. Kyle Smith's been in the middle of some things. We pretty much covered the whole 11, haven't we?
Well, to some degree, based on last week, it's it's hard to argue with you. I think it's well placed what you said. A half dozen guys to choose from.
Take a look at Cox, who got that yellow just a moment ago.
Orlando City B trying to get organized here.
Again, though, Louisville City really giving them very little time. Look at the pressure they're putting on here. They take it back away again. This is very much, in many ways, although the style of the game is very different, this is what Red Bulls 2 did to them last week. They gave them no time, no space. Louisville's kind of been much more the initiator this week in that regard.
Yeah, that's an astute observation. Smith puts the ball back in play. Yeah, I agree with you. Louisville is doing exactly what Red Bull 2 did to it last week. And just the quick inbounds, they're trying to play quick. Dakers and
I mean, look how quickly
Smith.
they win it back. When they turned it over, they've won it back, and Dakers has a
down the near
chance
side.
for a cross here.
Up in the air.
Dangerous.
Not quite done yet. Aiden Quinn down in front. And we get a whistle. Chandler Hoffman knocked over. Already got a goal tonight. Was sniffing a second one when.
Boy,
oh wow!
That is some good pressure by Louisville. They're going to be a free kick foul on Louisville, so it'll be the goalkeeper Ridgers to take it. But boy, oh boy, that was again another indication they actually turned the ball over and so quickly won it back and turned it into an offensive opportunity.
I thought that call would go the other way.
And again, putting the pressure on, forcing a throw
Very
in.
quick. And there's Kyle Smith again. Del Piccolo.
Ooh,
Nope, no whistle.
James O'Connor hands over his head, wanted a call, didn't get it. Here's Dakers. Still not out of trouble. Oh, nicely won there, though.
It really was. Smith. Somebody's down. Number 7.
Dakers
is down.
See what happened to him. Not sure.
Holding his ankle and clearly in some pain.
Take a look here. Dakers right here gets tangled up.
Looked like that right ankle.
But Louisville, the play that continued on. This was a dangerous play going forward there. Got some changes here for.
He's not able to put any weight on. It looks like he's going off. Yep.
He has to go off, and then he'll be able to come back as they stop play from the Pierre De Silva going to come on and replace Keegan Smith.
Lou City fans with a second goal tonight. Fans receive 50% off the regular price large and extra large pizzas all day tomorrow using promo code online LCFC50. That's the Papa John's score twice, half price.
Louisville plays it over the end line to give the possession back to Orlando City B, which allows Dakers to come back in the match, and we pick it up from there.
I'm impressed with Louisville being so aggressive offensively, just doing everything possible to keep the ball in the other half of the field. Quinn. Dakers.
Trying to keep it in just a little bit beyond his reach.
Well, considering the pain he was in with that ankle, he looked okay there, didn't he?
Incredible healing power of the leather.
Versus the bench, right? Especially on a cold night. This will be the coldest night for the next 2 weeks in Louisville.
Well, let's hope so. It's a little bit uncomfortable when it's this cold any time of the year. It's certainly in April.
Temperature expected to go down to 34 degrees here in Louisville. That after a frost last night. It can be cold here, as you know, before the Derby, but that's a little bit extreme.
And again, chance here. There's all sorts of running lanes here. Nice through ball.
Quinn DeLuban centers it. No.
Still not out of harm's way completely. Louisville's going to win it back. Oh, that was a good idea, but Luban just couldn't get onto it. But as we talked about at halftime, Louisville with 5 shots on goal in the first half. The visitors with just 2. 9 shots overall for Louisville, so they have definitely been the aggressor.
Don't forget, all USL matches are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube, which is where you're watching this evening. You can see all the USL matches here. Follow the action on the USL YouTube channel. Oh, Del Piccolo took something to the face there. Might have been an elbow.
See, this is when OCB's at their best. Plays like this. They've quickly strung together a bunch of passes. Louisville trying to put pressure on to win it back. Still not able to do it yet, although Del Piccolo, nice play there, Fred.
Very much so. Very aggressive.
He's had a good match, too.
He has. And he came in, if I'm not mistaken, was he a sub last week, Del Piccolo? And he came in and really played with a lot of energy.
Local product, played at the University of Louisville.
I knew there'd be some changes to the lineup, and obviously Coach O'Connor putting in 4 new players in the starting lineup tonight. He was going to try to shake things up, and so far it seems to have worked. There's just a different dynamic here.
That's a push in the back.
And
no
got
call.
away with it. No, yeah, no whistle.
Louisville, but again, look how quickly they win it back.
McCabe.
A lot of room on that right side.
Smith trying to bring it up. The near side of the field, looking to center it. And does.
Oh, nicely headed away there.
It was.
The big fella Nitty, we talked about him at the top of the show. He's a big, solid defender. Made a nice play there.
Quinn trying to get organized here. I really like him.
Oh, nice touch there. Oh, dangerous.
Quinn again.
Played it out wide to Luban. Had some time to pick a target, but didn't do much with that cross. But again, how quickly Louisville wins the ball back. That's dangerous. Oh, my, nobody there.
That's a situation where Coach O'Connor, I'll guarantee you, he'll show that video and say, boys, you've got to go after that ball and fire. We saw a lot of that last week.
Free kick here for OCB.
59th minute, Louisville up by 1.
Take a look again here. Watch the nice cut back here. Cuts it back, but nobody able to run onto it. Just a dangerous spot, but nobody home. And Hoffman playing that back to a dangerous spot.
And
Louisville City fans.
The fans wanted a whistle.
Screaming for a foul, as was their coach, but no foul forthcoming.
What I also like here is Louisville's not sitting on its lead. It's not trying to just play defensively or whatever. There's a real sense that they've continued the mojo of urgency and of being aggressive and spent a good part of the half, again, in the opposition's end versus being back on its heels like it was last week. There's Smith and Dakers trying to come up the near side.
Nice ball. It's onside.
Great pass. The shot. Oh!
Dangerous ball. Nicely played by Dakers. Still hasn't gone over the sideline, but now it will.
McCabe.
Yeah. Chance. Take a look here again.
More of a centering pass than a shot. There it is. And oh, just missed by Hoffman. That's the guy that's got to pull the trigger as often as possible. He's got one of the goals tonight for Louisville.
Well, a very similar play, actually. McCabe cutting it back to him, running to the near post. And then he just put it in the back of the net. That was almost a carbon copy. You know, you talked about Louisville not sitting back on their heels, and that one of the great, you know, there's that old adage, the best defense is a good offense. That's what they're doing here. They're not, by just keeping the pressure on, they're not allowing OCB to build up the attack with a series of short passes. Look at the pressure in the midfield.
Smith really going after it.
And forcing a turnover here.
Quinn.
Going to be a free kick and a yellow card. Somebody's getting booked here.
Quinn complained, but to no avail.
I believe. Is Quinn going to get the card? Was it Quinn who was booked?
Neal gets the ball.
Yes, it was. Quinn gets the yellow card there. The Chevy yellow card, to be precise.
Yes, please tag Chevrolet into social media posts that mention an opponent's yellow or red card during the game.
Dangerous ball, actually a foolish ball, and Louisville's going to have a chance here to counter.
Noonan and Quinn. And the whistle blown again.
Quinn's got to be careful.
Again.
Yeah, he's already got the yellow. He's got to just walk away from that, no matter how much he thinks the call's unjust.
McCabe going after it.
Ooh,
A knockdown.
McCabe, really nice job to win it back, and Louisville's got some room here, Fred.
Dakers trying to go with it, but it is knocked away. Quickly, Smith brings it right back in. Back to Smith.
Look at that touch right there.
Oh, look at this.
Beautiful.
Look at this passing. Excellent.
Well,
that's got to be a whistle.
That's a foul, yep. But what a nice job there, Louisville. A series of quick touches and keeping that, as you said, keeping the pressure on both ways.
That was impressive.
They got some room on the right side here, and they'll play it there.
It's one of the few times.
Well, that was more dangerous than it looked. Richie Larea just turned and drove it, and then as the ball got deflected, almost wrong-footed Goodwin. He was starting to his right, and then the ball, Fred, came back to his left, but fortunately he had enough time to get there.
Here's Smith coming down the near side. They like that right side going into the goal that way. They spent a good part of the evening doing that. McCabe. Del Piccolo.
Again, putting the pressure on, though, and forcing the turnover.
Noonan regrouping.
And all the way back to Goodwin, but the big thing for Louisville is winning the possession back.
Quinn trying to get it restarted.
They play it back again, and they do.
Yes. Try to go to the other side of the field. Smith looking for it. Let's head it away. Here's the shot on goal from a few moments ago.
Yeah, he just turns to middle of the field,
yeah,
dangerous spot. Watch the little turn right here. Nice job.
Fake, he's all alone.
And now he just turns and fires, and it deflects off of Reynolds.
Richie Larea. That's what Coach O'Connor wants more of from Louisville. Go ahead and take that shot. You see it, take it. Don't just keep passing. You see something, pull the trigger. Dakers.
Oh, beautiful try. Oh, just over the bar by Hoffman. Fred, you said at the top here you wanted to see more out of Hoffman. Well, he's giving it to you. He had a very busy first half. He had 3 shots in the first half. And watch here, the ball from Dakers, and Hoffman just nods it over the crossbar. Good opportunity for Louisville City.
For a moment, it looked like it might go in. And that was an acrobatic move, too, because he was really falling the other way. It was, I mean, he had to turn his head to make that header in a way that his body was going one way and his head was going the other. And that's why he had such a good chance to put it in. Just missed. But you're right. The striker position has got to be one that's more productive. And to see him doing what he's doing now is just exceptional compared to what happened last week.
But again, part of that is it's the byproduct of the rest of the team. You can't shoot a ball he doesn't have. And they didn't have much attacking last week. This weekend, much better job keeping possession, winning possession. Look at this. This is a nice job here starting a counter.
Louisville trying to get something going on the far end, the far side. 65th minute. Louisville up by 1 and looking really good. I mean, it's just hard not to sit on that thought, especially what we saw last week, which frankly wasn't all that good. Dakers fires.
Drive it, and it's goal! That was a bit of justice serve there. He has been in the middle of so many attacking plays today. And you talked about James O'Connor saying, pull the trigger from those positions on the field. Dakers does that, and a beautiful goal to give Louisville a 3-1 lead.
It's exactly what Richie Larea just did a few moments ago for Orlando B. And what we didn't see from these guys in the first 2 games.
Well, take a look. They win it, the possession back again, and how quickly they get it to Dakers in the middle of the field, and they give him some room, and he says, you're going to give me this time, I'm going to drive it. And what a perfect strike. Deflects off the crossbar. No chance at all for the goalkeeper, Ridgers, and that is huge. Louisville's put 3 on the board tonight.
This has got to be rewarding for the guys in so many ways, in so many levels. Coach O'Connor was so upset with them and so outspoken, and it wasn't like he was mad at them. He was disappointed in them, and I think that really got across because he knows they're so much better than they showed. Michael Cox.
Orlando City trying to get one back here. It's dangerous here. That's what a stop by Scotty. That was a terrific strike to the far post and was hooking in to go just inside that far post, and Scotty Goodwin with easily his most difficult save of the evening.
Fully extended to knock it away.
Beautiful save. Rochez, who's come in here, taking Michael Cox's place, who got off to a great start tonight, but we haven't called his name much. Take a look again here. Watch the strike here. A lot of room, too much room, in fact.
Richie Larea.
Larea has been dangerous.
He really has. He can really kick, he can really shoot the ball well, and that was an exceptional play there. And it took an exceptional effort by Goodwin to knock it away. Scotty gets it again.
That's a big play because obviously just the dynamics of the game. You're down 3-2 with still 23 minutes to play. Very much a sense you're still in this thing, but now still a 2-goal margin, and Scotty with a good stop to keep it that way.
I think Louisville just has to continue to do what it's been doing, which is to pour the pressure on. I mean, the interesting part for Orlando B is when it's been in Louisville territory, it has really tried to maximize its moments, but it hasn't been down there that much.
Yeah,
the times it has.
Louisville has put the pressure on, not let them build the attack, but you're right, here's another chance. When they've found the time and space, they've been dangerous. They're going to win themselves a corner here, I think.
Pierce to Silva making things interesting for a few moments.
You can just, it has gotten appreciably colder out there, although I'm not quite sure it's affecting the players very much, but you can just feel that temperature dropping by the minute.
Oh, it's really chilly out there, no question. Mendoza with a corner kick, presuming he actually takes it. This time he does.
Scotty has to come punching because he's under pressure. Does a nice job, and Louisville will start the counter. The jailbreak counterattack. Here comes everybody.
All hands on deck. Smith on the near side. They love that right side. Puts it out front.
They're going to win themselves a corner. I don't think he's going to be able to get to that. So again, a good attack. That was a nice job of getting back by Nitty. They pushed Nitty up on the corner kick because he's so big to try and play it to his head. He's the tallest player on the team at 6'5", and then he had to come back in the counter defensively and break that play.
Another Louisville City corner kick presented by Falls City Beer. Del Piccolo said he's going to do it by himself this time. No shenanigans, no thievery, no deception. The kick.
Oh, dangerous. Boy, there's a lot of pressure being put on here.
Track Murad with the try.
It was. Nice ball. Take a look again. Del Piccolo has had a really solid match. Puts this in a dangerous place. Murad able to get ahead on it, but not get on top of it.
Blue City trying to take control. Okay. OCB now trying to get something going, knowing that time is becoming its enemy.
A foul on Dakers there.
Mickey Ambrose.
Boy, Ribeiro's been a little quiet today. Guy that we were looking to be instrumental for that team. A little quiet. Nice ball here. Nicely broken up there by number 24.
All right, fans, it's time to vote for the Louisville man of the match. Use the official Louisville City
I'd be
Twitter
curious to
handle
see who they do vote for, the fans, for the man of the match. Because there's a lot of viable nominees.
I know, if you force me to guess right now, I would go with Chandler Hoffman.
I'm going to pick my guy, Kadeem Dakers. I think he's been, you know, listen, James O'Connor, I'm not at practice every day, certainly has reasons for his lineup, but for a guy who didn't play at all last match, he has really been in the middle of a lot of things tonight. He's been very, very good.
No, you're absolutely right, Bob. Impossible to argue with you there. And Scotty knocks it back out. Stop for a second.
Be a Louisville City free kick here, I believe.
Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Louisville up by 2. Nice to see. I mean, just the sense of accomplishment they must be feeling right now, Lou City, after feeling such pressure after having 1 goal in 2 games combined.
And that nice series of passes
Smith.
there. Beautiful.
Smith!
Just that right side again. Smith has been right in the middle of things. Take a look at it again. This is a series. This is what you look for. Building a series of passes. That's the end of a 5-pass string. And Smith tried to put it in the middle.
Hoffman.
For Hoffman. But you know, Hoffman has really been much, much more of a factor tonight than he was last week.
Well, I'll tell you, last week I hardly called his name, if that says something.
Yeah, that's true. That's a pretty good barometer, no question.
His name was rarely called, and tonight we've called it quite a bit. Just his sense of activity. But as you touched on, you can't do anything if the ball's not up there.
It's going to be offside.
Yes. There's something I think bigger going on here.
The mayor was just here behind us.
There's something bigger going on here to me, and that is the sense that Louisville, in the big picture, you know, to some degree, I don't know if it silences its critics or not, but says, you know, we do have an identity. We do know what we're doing. And this sort of, you know, to some degree is a statement game to me. To have 1 goal in your first 2 games and then head to 3 goals in 1 game against a quality opponent like Orlando City B speaks volumes to me in a positive way about what this team's trying to do, and the fact it took ownership over the issues and immediately went back to work trying to solve the problems.
Well, I said at the top, I thought, you know, it's kind of crazy when you talk about a big match in your 3rd match of the season in April. But for the reasons you talked about, I thought it was, there was some significance there. You know, whether you think they were creating kind of controversy when there was none about, you know, just a simple question. Hey, most teams take a while to develop an identity.
Sure. And
they turn that into a bit of a, oh yeah, well, we'll show you. We don't have a problem with our identity. The fact of the matter is they played with a little chip on their shoulder tonight. The results they got, at least so far, in the 74th minute here, have been very, very promising.
Well, you have 13 returning players, so there was a great foundation, but there were 10 new players. So that meant you lost 10 guys, and some of those guys were extremely productive for this team. So
that's why I didn't understand why they recoiled at the question, but you know, that's part of coaching, Fred. You know that. You try and create challenges for your team. You try and tell guys that, hey, listen, you know, they don't think we have an identity. They don't think we can score because the players we lost. I don't know, who knows? Sometimes I've had coaches make things up. So the fact of the matter is they were responding. Is this going to be another? Is this a card here? Mike Ambrose got a card. So the yellow card for
Staker's about to address the ball. Hello, ball. One of my favorite lines from Caddyshack. Sorry, I had to use it once. All right, please tag Chevrolet into social posts that mention an opponent's yellow or red card during the game.
Chevy yellow card. Louisville City's number 7, Kadeem Dakers.
I thought it was on Dakers.
Oh,
yeah, that's
okay.
what I get for listening to Wombles.
Ah.
I'm watching Dakers, and he's all upset. That's why I'd be upset if so it was not on Ambrose. It was on Dakers.
You're not getting enough good information.
Louisville, this is important. I think as my high school track coach used to say, run through the tape here. They don't want to finish by giving up a bad goal and then hanging on and winning 3-2. And here's dangerous. They've been a little careless in the back here the last 3 or 4 minutes. Really,
Nice stop.
Really, it was Brian Roche making the chance to come through there, but certainly that was a little loose in the back for the first time.
Ambrose there, good one with the ball and the stop. I like what you're talking about, Bob, finishing. I mean, we've talked about it fairly often, but it's one thing to have a good game, to do well, to get the lead, to do mission accomplished, check all the boxes, so to speak, but there's one last box to check. You don't want to go backwards at the end and either win or, have a problem or to me, the issue to them now is to finish so that positive momentum carries into the next game and the game after that.
Yeah, there's no question that, every sport you got to be able to finish. And in football and soccer, this is one of those scenarios where, listen, you're going to be under siege. The other team has nothing to lose. They're going to push everybody forward. And are you going to be rock solid in the back? And frankly, for that little 3-minute stretch, they were not rock solid. So they've got to kind of regroup a little bit.
You use the word dangerous. This, to me, is dangerous, that they're toying with the ball in front of Scotty
well,
like that.
It's not a matter of toying. They have, this team is pushed up. They're putting pressure on. And now Louisville City, as I said, has gotten to the point where they just have not played with the same sense of initiative they were early. That's a good choice of words.
That is a good choice of words, and I absolutely agree with you. And, can you keep up that kind of pressure a whole game? Can you keep that kind of intensity, that energy level? Are they tired? I mean, that's all legitimate questions.
Dakers right in the middle of turning it around there again with a beautiful ball changing fields, and Louisville's going to win a corner out of it.
Luban was right there.
Those are the things that take the heat off your team. It's like letting the steam valve open up. They were putting all sorts of pressure on. Dakers with a nice run, a good through ball, and now they win a corner. As a collective sigh, we're back in control.
All right, now McCabe going over there. This is a corner kick brought to you by Louisville City. The corner kick, another presented by Fall City Beer. Now McCabe, no gamesmanship this time, just one guy will make the kick. Doesn't really turn into much.
Oh, that's a hit ball there. So again, the quick restart. But Louisville's going to win it back. And Dakers, good ball. Nice
right
ball.
side. Hoffman looking around. And he regroups. Back to Dakers.
Oh, a nice 1-2 there. And Dakers again on the attack.
Hoffman coming back to see if it goes back to him, and it does not. It goes to Smith instead.
If they can get
regroup.
Field changed here.
It's Quinn all the way to the other side.
Nice job. That's a nice bit of attacking there by Louisville City. Dangerous.
Dakers trying to save it.
That's all right, though. That was a good, especially given the situation late in the game with a 2-goal lead, but taking control and winning possession back, changing fields, and then that was actually a dangerous cross, just a little bit too far for Dakers to catch up to.
Rogers with a booming kick, which ends up back around midfield. Luban gets control. Orlando City now must play with a sense of desperation. Down 2, time beginning to really become a factor now, hitting the 79th minute. Going down the far side of the field and trying to get something going, but is not able to.
Going to be deflected for corners. It is a corner.
A Louisville City substitution. Entering the match, number 14, Ilya Illich.
Ilya Illich comes into the game for Louisville now. A substitution by Coach O'Connor.
He replaces number 77, Andrew
Luban goes out of the game.
Luban had a solid match as well.
He really did. He really did. Ilya Illich.
Luban makes his way over. Accepts congratulations. Louisville's going to make another change here.
GD4.
Also, Louisville City substitution entering the match, number 22, George Davis.
Davis
GD4.
take out Kadeem Dakers, who I thought had a spectacular match and accepts congratulations from his coach. James O'Connor comes over and gives him applause. Good reason. I thought he had a terrific match tonight.
Absolutely did. I think a big reason why Louisville's up 3-1.
Oh, dangerous ball there. Just shot wide.
Luban leaves after scoring the goal to put Louisville in front 2-1 in the second half.
Both Luban and Dakers, you see, big smiles on their face as the man of the match is going to be, as voted by the fans, Kadeem Dakers.
Oh, very nicely done. Dakers, who scored the goal to make it 3-1. And in a variety of ways. I mean, he was seemingly everywhere. You talk about playing with energy.
Especially, not only was he good, Fred, but he was especially good when you put it in the context of what Louisville was looking for tonight. They really needed to change their mindset, and he was instrumental in changing that mindset.
He was the poster guy for that. I agree with you completely. Energy, pulling the trigger. It epitomized it with the goal, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was a good strike. Outside the 18, absolutely.
Oh yeah, because last week we didn't see that. OCB trying to come up with something here late in the game, goes over the goal.
That was Brian Rochez trying his luck from distance. Nothing there.
3 unanswered goals by Louisville. Down 1-0 in the first. Goals by Chandler Hoffman in the first half. Andrew Luban and Kadeem Dakers in the second half. 3 straight goals by Louisville for a 3-1 lead in the 82nd minute.
Very impressive answer because, frankly, Orlando City not only scored that goal by Cox, but they had 2 other good chances in the first 15 minutes. And if Louisville City goes down 2-0 here, this could be obviously could very much be a different script tonight.
This was an important game for Louisville.
No question.
Yeah, I mean,
they were so good at home last year. They lost their first 2 games at home this year. And as we talked about, they get 3 points with their win on the road for the opener. To give that away by then getting no results at all, the next 2 at home would be really very, very dangerous early run here.
And you see the sense of accomplishment on their faces. I think to some degree, Dakers and all the guys know what they've done. Luban, I mean,
it's a good strike there and a nice
save.
Solid save. It's taken by George Davis, who just came in. Presence felt. Take a look here at the good strike. But good position here by Ridgers.
I was surprised that GD4 didn't start. I thought he had a great game last week, and he's an excellent player. And you can see the talent level right there and the energy he plays with. And I think to some degree Louisville's a little tired right now, which is why some of the substitutions happen as well. And I think it's really a wise move by Coach O'Connor at that point. Because you could get the sense that sense of pressing, keeping it in the other end was starting to falter. So getting some new players in there who have not been out on the field really, I think is a difference maker as far as Louisville needing the ability to continue to do that, to take it to OCB.
Johnny Mendoza heads out for the visitors, and Marius Ubekop comes in as a substitution. There'll be is that coming in now, or he's
Number 7, Marius Ubekop. He replaces number 40, Johnny
Mill
Mendoza.
will take the opportunity here.
You see everybody pushed up for the visitors. They've got to find a way to knock one in here, give themselves a chance in the last 7 minutes. But Louisville's defense has been pretty sound of late as well. Nice bit of work there. Trying to take on Louisville all by himself. But Louisville did a good job of not really allowing any kind of an opportunity there. Why not? Whoa, that almost turned into an assist for Scotty Goodwin. They're just playing long ball just to obviously late in the game get it out of trouble, and turned it into a shot opportunity for Davis.
GD4 has a knack for just a good foot in terms of his accuracy and velocity on the ball and being at the right place at the right time. I liked him last week, and in a short period of time has already made an impact here. But it goes back to what we talked about in practice all week. Fire. You get the opportunity, shoot the ball. Smith.
Louisville City heads on the road next week for their second road game of the season to go take on Cincinnati.
And the next few games, really, it's a long road trip before the next 5 are on the road. It's at Cincinnati on the 16th, followed by visiting the City Islanders. Home game back here on the 27th, and then 2 more road games on the 1st and 4th. In Pennsylvania against Bethlehem, and then going to Toronto on the 4th.
That's an important stretch. Got to get some results on the road.
4 out of 5 on the road is tough. I mean, there's no way around it, especially at soccer. It's not like you have 162 games or anything. Del Piccolo, Smith.
Nice job here, Louisville, just keeping possession. Clock obviously very much their friend right now.
Minute number 86. Time very short.
That ball's onside.
Yep, Smith looking around. Still looking. Not able to do much with it.
Oh, that ball was deflected. So Louisville's going to get a corner out of it.
Ah, GD4 down there.
And they will be in no rush to put this back in play here. Del Piccolo, he was getting ready to play it. Del Piccolo's like, what's the rush? We're up 2. Take your time.
Really? And at what point does the referee say, come on, boys?
That's not out of the realm of, that's fine.
They get 15, 20 seconds?
It's not unreasonable. That's good clock management. Dangerous ball here.
Del Piccolo.
And they're going to win another corner.
We have another Louisville City corner kick presented by Fall City Beer.
This is perfect. This is, you try and have the guy take the corner who's like in Oklahoma. So he can come. He can take, take forever to get there.
Make it
All
E-Town.
part of the game.
Yes.
Good clock management. The other team can get as frustrated as they want, but you're not generally going to get a warning about this.
Halfway to Bowling Green.
McCabe makes his way over there.
But you're right. I mean, that's the gamesmanship that, you know, playing within the rules.
Nicely punched out, but Louisville still got him in a little bit of trouble here. Good ball.
Ridgers actually got it out of there for a minute.
Yeah, Ridgers, that was a good decision.
Really
There was no
was.
way he could catch that. He came out with a two-handed punch. Louisville, even though they're up 3-1, still keeping the attack on here, and that's got to make James O'Connor very, very pleased.
As a goalie, is it hard to make that decision to go up there and not?
You know, they talk about baseball. You have 0.3 of a second to decide if you're going to swing. It's pretty much the same thing.
Really?
You've got a very, very short window to decide whether you can get to it, and then when you get to it, can I catch it? Should I punch it? Do I just deflect it?
Good crowd tonight. Almost 5,300 people considering the conditions. Louisville City led the Eastern Conference in attendance last year and is well on its way to doing the same this year in very environmentally challenged conditions in the first 2 games. Had almost 8,000 last Saturday and almost 5,300 tonight, and it's flat chilly out there. I mean, it's an easy way to find an excuse not to come, so we're thankful to all those people that came out tonight.
Another good atmosphere here. This has been a very impressive beginning to this franchise in its second year. Here's a turnover, and Louisville's got a chance. They decide to go forward. One back. Big fella, Nitty, right in the middle of that.
Less than 2 minutes left in regulation. And he was pulled down, but do we get a whistle?
Yeah, it's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, Reynolds clearly had some company on his shoulders.
Fine for Louisville, who will very leisurely have Scotty Goodwin take this one.
Yes. 0.3 of a second to make the decision.
Probably can't be much more than that.
So, this is going to sound maybe silly, but how do you know when to grab it and when to head it?
Well, I mean, as I said, I think it's a series. The first decision is, can I get to it? You got to decide that. And, you can't run out and then halfway there realize, oh my God, I can't get to this. The goal's uncovered. But then as you get there, you're trying to take a look and see, can I secure this? Do I have to punch it? Sometimes you can't even punch it. You got to play with an open hand and just try and deflect it out of harm's way, get it out of the middle. So all those things are going through your head. And plus, you kind of have to look around because it's not like they get out of your way. I mean, so you got to see where you are relative to your own teammates, to where the opposition is. A lot of moving parts there.
Del Piccolo, McCabe in the corner, thinking about it. Back to Piccolo. Quinn. Trying to center it. GD4 took a shot at it, couldn't get his foot on the ball.
But Illich did a nice job playing like a basketball postman, put the defender on his back, and then kept the ball and look for guys running on from the back.
Smith just sort of does the best he can there. Pressure, and that's what it's been all about for Louisville. Pressure in the opposition's end. Keep pushing the ball down there.
I'm saying 3 minutes. Let's see. We're going to find
I'm
out
gonna go
in 9
2.
seconds.
I'm going to go 2.
There's 2 in the first half. It's our usual game that we play. Guess the extra time.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Martin. Yes,
And
the
it-
time.
oh, 4 minutes.
Oh! Wow, I'm a little surprised. That wasn't even close. Jeez.
Yeah, you're really bad at this game.
Okay, my friend Bob Volvano. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, but I digress.
Solid performance in what turned out to be a big match for Louisville tonight. This Orlando City team, their first road game of the year. After a couple at home where they were able to get 1 tie out of those 2. Not going to get a result on the road. Tough thing to do for a young team. And to get some points in those road games. Nice ball. That's the one he won. Oh, look at this!
Getting close
And
and
it's
fires
a
his
goal!
goal!
Illich with a beautiful finish.
Ilya Illich makes it 4-1 Louisville.
And you know what, Fred? This is one of those plays we're talking about. As you watch the replay, you know, James O'Connor saying pull the trigger in the middle, but you also have to know when that you don't have to pull the trigger. You know, you can get a perfect opportunity, and that's what they did. A little back and forth with the pass with McCabe, who's been a terrific playmaker tonight. He helped set up the first goal, and that a little give and go in tight quarters. There's no reason to pull the trigger if you think you can get a great shot, and that's exactly what he got for his teammate.
That is 4 unanswered goals for Louisville. Down 1-0, it rallies, and it was a rally, emotional as much as anything else. And you could feel the sense of just explosion of emotion after this last one.
And you just get to see the end of it. But the heavy lifting was done before that because, boy, what a nice pass. Nice job by Illich, and then a nice touch by McCabe in tight quarters. And once he got it to McCabe, he was all alone in front and made no mistake.
I will predict that in the postgame news conference, there'll be a palpable sense of, I told you so. Not in a negative way, but the pent-up frustration that comes out and says, hey, we knew what we had, and we just showed you. And I don't blame them for that. I mean, that's okay. If those questions produce this kind of results, so be it. But I really believe that there was a sense that you had to ask those questions.
A little frustration there on the part of the visitors. A long go here. Mikey Ambrose gets the yellow card. The Chevy yellow card in the waning moments here.
Yes. Please tag Chevrolet into social media posts that mention an opponent's yellow or red card during the game.
Well, the ball hits the flag and stays in. And so Louisville going to try and turn it into a fortuitous goal, but
would the flag get the assist?
But everybody kind of stopped playing, thinking it was going over the end line, and stayed in bounds.
The Coopers having a party, and rightfully so. This was much needed. Illich again, looking around. Ball loose in front. Nope. There's GD4 out to Smith. Back to GD4. McCabe hanging around seeing what he's going to do. Back to Smith, back to Del Piccolo. Back to Smith, and they're going to lose it. Oh, did he save it?
Yeah, the flag's up. It's out. It'll be a goal kick.
I guess the word satisfying comes to mind for these guys. That they.
You don't want to make too much of it. It's the third match of the year, and it's against a team that hasn't won a game yet. But the fact is, contrasted to the way they played in week one, it's night and day. And that is going to be the final whistle and a very gratifying 4-1 victory for the home team. Louisville City FC takes care of business against Orlando City.
Louisville City's record improves to 2-1. It opened the season with a 1-0 win at Charlotte. Last Saturday, a 2-0 loss here to Red Bull 2. And on April the 9th, a Saturday night 4-1 win over Orlando City B. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with a post-game show. You're watching Louisville City FC on YouTube.
Thank you, Louisville City fans, for coming out to support Louisville City FC tonight. Fans, thank you for your support in 2016. We'll see you on April 27th for the next home match at Slugger Field against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Kickoff is at 7:30. Join us early beginning at 5:30 for the El Jimador Tequila Pitch Party. Ahead of the next match, visit the Louisville City website at LouisvilleCityFC.com for more information on season tickets, scores, and to find the latest exclusive team news. Now, please drive home safely and go Lou City! Louisville City FC would again like to thank our corporate partners, including Baptist Health, Humana, WLKY, ISCO Industries, your community bank, El Jimador, Papa John's, Select Kentucky and Chevy Dealers, Buffalo Wild Wings, Modelo Especial, Fall City Beer, Pernos, Schuler Bauer, Louisville International Airport, Blairwood Tennis, Swim and Fitness, Louisville Geek, Hometown Pizza, Window World, Great Clips, and Caldwell, Banker McMahon, and the V Foundation.
Welcome back into Louisville Slugger Field right here in Louisville, Kentucky. You just witnessed the Louisville City FC beat Orlando City B 4-1 in an impressive turnaround for Louisville City. I'm Jim Womble alongside Bob Valvano and Fred Cowgill. You just heard them on the call. Great job as always. Now, Bob, starting off, what are your overall thoughts on the game you saw tonight?
Well, a couple things. I think that, as Fred documented at the beginning when he went to practice, James O'Connor wanted this team to be in much more of an attacking mode, and I think they were. Attacking, pressuring, whatever term you want to use, because I thought defensively they were effective by putting pressure on the ball, not allowing OCB to really get into their possession kind of game. They did a good job there. When they got the ball in the offensive end, they were much more of a mindset of let's get the ball on goal, not look for the perfect shot, let's look for a shot. We saw that in the first half where they took 9 shots in the first half. And listen, the lineup changes were effective. I sang the praises of a lot of guys, but Kadeem Dakers, who was voted the man of the match, was outstanding. He was right in the middle of so many different things, and the chemistry continues to develop, and I think he's going to be an important part of that.
Now, Fred, your final thoughts on the game. What did you see that was different from last week's game to this week?
To me, one word: identity. This team, I think, was still looking for one. In its heart of hearts, I think James O'Connor knew the identity this team had, but it had to show it on the field. And to this point, let's face it, we didn't really see a lot of that. 1 goal in the first 2 games. To see 4 goals, 4 unanswered goals, the way we saw them, to be down 1-0, to be at home and to realize the stakes involved, and for these guys to look around at each other and say, we're going to do this, and to keep pushing the way they did. I loved that part of it. The fact the goals obviously were great. Hoffman, I thought, was outstanding. Dakers was super. But to me, it was more about the mindset of the ownership of this team. Aiden Quinn sort of got the guys going, and they took it. They decided for themselves they were going to win this game, and this speaks volumes of what this team can be the rest of the way.
Fred, Bob, great job on the call tonight. And coming up here are tonight's highlights. As we take a look here, this is the first goal for OCB there. A beautiful shot by Michael Cox. He was a terror for Louisville OCB all night long. And here's another opportunity for OCB, a beautiful cross into the box, but Aiden Quinn deals with it nicely for Louisville City. And now here's the chance for Louisville City. McCabe gets it into Hoffman, and that was the first goal for Louisville City, second goal on the season. First shot on goal for Hoffman all season long. Now here's OCB working on the far side. They send a ball into the box, nicely cleared by Chungyeon Sun. And now here's a look at a foul. Now Louisville City again. As Dakers here, he was the man of the match tonight, all over the place for Louisville City. Now OCB, Louisville City back and forth play. A cross in by Aiden Quinn to Kadeem Dakers for his first goal of the season, and he was third up for Louisville City FC. Now here's GD4, George Davis IV, as Louisville City fans know him as. Taking the ball in, came on late, a beautiful shot and an excellent save. Again, here's Louisville City, here's Illick, a late sub working with McCabe and Illick for the 4th and final goal of the match. Beautiful job for Louisville City. Once again, there's a look at the fans, the Louisville Coopers, they loved it tonight. For Fred Calgill, Bob Valvano, I'm Jim Womble. So long from Louisville Slugger Field.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.
All right, boys. Boys, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I told you how much fun this was last year. And as you get more familiar with the players,
I just